The past 2 decades have witnessed a blooming progression in the field of supercar brands, where the companies undertook a capitalization approach toward the SUV boom. The recent 2020 drive for Ferrari and Lotus SUVs was initially followed by Aston Martin and Lamborghini in the 2010s, starting with the era of Porsche in the 2000s. Surprisingly, McLaren, being one of the most exotic car brands, had shunned any sport utility wheels manufactured by their own company. Mike Flewitt had long ago declared that no SUV production would be brought into this company's supercar portfolio instead of the massive expansion, which was overruled by the upcoming financial troubles and planning got on the board for a more popular higher riding and sustainable commercial crossover in competition with Ferrari, Aston Martin, and Lamborghini. Progression of the McLaren 2025 SUV models till date. The primary picturization of a possible McLaren SUV was an arrow-shaped model with light clusters of front and rear parts based on Artura. A sharp-edged bonnet put together with a massive median intake was the foremost inspiration for that model. The roofline was designed as an in-vogue trendy coupe, mostly adopted from Lamborghini Urus and Porsche Cayenne Coupe, with attributes similar to Tesla and brand Lotus Eletre models. Flush-fitting handles of the door popped out. Solid features include aerodynamics, brake coolants, and the front and rear vehicles guarded by cooling vents. Exhaust tips were supposed to come in pairs out of bumper with petrol power designs in total. It was to be expected that ongoing and further regulations of emissions in Europe would embrace hybrid mechanics, and the plug-in automation would be grasped from the same built-in Artura. The SUV highs were likely to have as exclusive mileage as 500 kilowatts and 720 Nm in comparison to other super vehicles, yet it had a properly modified impression of a 3.0-liter of twin-turbocharged V6 Artura version. The interior axle, with a second voltaic motor, or V6 mechanical relation, under the car bonnet, would sum up the front-engine SUV all-wheel drive. The battery was supposed to be double the size of its mass, weigh almost as 1,498 kilograms of Artura, and 50 kilometers cover fully charged. The future Lamborghini Urus and BMW XM models with V8 Patrol by Aston DBX and Porsche GT were in discord with the V6 500 kilowatts hybrid model of that concocted McLaren SUV. History. Bruce McLaren had founded the company in 1963, only 7 years before he tragically died on a racetrack at the young age of 32 while testing his new McLaren M8D. Fast forward to today, where the world is rapidly evolving, and collective reversion is being done for the damage this planet has faced. Most car companies are going fully electric, and it's a matter of time before combustion engines get completely wiped out. In addition to all the environmental awareness, business is business. What started as a smaller-scale startup is now a full-blown international brand with fierce competition. Michael Leiters became the CEO of McLaren in July, who had worked on projects like the Ferrari Purosangue, Porsche Cayenne, and more. With current lithium-ion batteries, a fully electric supercar is disadvantageous to be made since of the massive weight and inability to handle an ICE or hybrid McLaren. However, an electric SUV for the year 2025 or limousine would not be difficult, as handling would be unimportant, and an extremely powerful model could be manufactured. Assuming the early stages presently, it must be revealed by 2024 and spotted on the roads by 2025. There are also assumptions of this car brand going beyond the electric and probable making of hydrogen cars too. However, an off-road, fully electric SUV has been presented back in 2021, built for competition in the Extreme E-Championship, promoting climate awareness and sustainability, which even conveyed messages on the paint job like ecosystems, race to zero emissions. McLaren's 2025 SUV model presumption. The recent brand-new SUV would go into production around the year 2025 to 2026 and be revealed in 2024. So far, they have dabbled into the hybrid space with the McLaren Artura, but a proper electric mechanism has not yet been produced to date, which makes the expectation high and the production process complicatedly higher. The model Artura is a sign of the times up until now. McLaren has been a combustion engine monster, focusing on making light cars with incredible gas-powered engines. But the 2025 SUV model promises to be a crossover model than the classic, shorter, more aggressive, more powerful, less bulky, and less SUV lookalike. Compared to the prior models, this SUV stands for a road-legal sporty crossover with gigantic 23-inch rims with little vents above, a quite combative approach. Possible butterfly doors on the front crossover, suicide butterfly doors at the rear, iconic McLaren face with bigger eyes due to new proportions, engines replaced by intakes for brakes and battery cooling, two-tone side view mirror cups, a two-tone general car-like blacked-out roof, signature McLaren taillights through slides cut throughout the rear line, similar size to the Ferrari Purosangue. The inside environment is very spacious, with bigger legroom and an armrest of Alcantara leather, a vibrating inside-out racing experience, passenger side infotainment screen, producing 750 to 850 horsepower. This SUV would be fully electric, so that would not only be McLaren's first ever SUV, but also it would be the first fully ever electric car of this brand.